For people in the community with very high support needs, securing suitable housing can be a challenge, but now Specialist Disability Accommodation, or SDA, aims to change this. SDA is available to approved participants of the National Disability Insurance Scheme, or NDIS, who have been assessed as requiring a specialist housing solution to meet their individual needs. NDIS provides financial support to help people with a disability acquire a home that includes the specific design and support features to enable independence, social participation, exercise choice and control in their lives. All specialist disability accommodation must be designed and maintained to a consistent standard with the surrounding properties and neighbourhood. It must recognise the importance of outdoor areas and be constructed on land of adequate size for the number of residents. To be eligible for registration as SDA, all properties must meet several minimum requirements as detailed within the NDIS Specialist Disability Accommodation Design Standard. Bruce Bromley from SDA Consulting Australia was a co-author. The design standard sets out the detailed design requirements incorporated into newly built specialist disability accommodation under the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Based on the 4 design categories, the SDA design standard sets out the minimum design requirements for improved livability, robust, fully accessible and high physical support. By engaging SDA Consulting Australia, part of the Equal Access Group, we can help you navigate these requirements when it comes to being involved with the upgrade or establishment of specialist disability accommodation. Specialist disability accommodation has been broken up into 4 separate design categories. Under the SDA design categories, improved livability housing incorporates a reasonable level of physical access and enhanced provision for people with sensory, intellectual or cognitive impairment. For example, improved livability dwellings should include 1 or more additional design features such as luminance contrasts, improved wayfinding and/or lines of sight depending on the participant's needs. Under the SDA design categories, fully accessible housing needs to be designed to incorporate a high level of physical access provision for people with significant physical impairment and to include external doors and external outdoor private areas to be accessible by wheelchair, bathroom vanity or hand basin to be accessible in seated or standing position, power supply to doors and windows, including blinds, for retrofit of automation as necessary. Consideration must be given to whether it is appropriate for the kitchen sink, cooktop, meal preparation bench area and key appliances, including dishwasher, oven, microwave oven and laundry appliances, to be accessible in seated or standing position. Dwellings in the high physical support SDA design category feature a high level of physical access provision for people with significant physical impairment and requiring very high levels of support, and to include external doors and external outdoor private areas to be accessible by wheelchair, bathroom vanity hand basins to be accessible in a seated or standing position, power supply to doors and windows, including blinds, for retrofit of automation as necessary. Consideration shall be given to whether it is appropriate for the kitchen sink, cooktop, meal preparation bench area and key appliances, including dishwasher, oven, microwave oven and laundry appliances, to be accessible in seated or standing position. Structural provision for ceiling hoists, assistive technology ready, heating, cooling and household communication technology, for example video or intercom systems appropriate for residents' needs. Emergency power solutions cater to a minimum 2-hour outage where the welfare of participants is at risk. Doors with 950mm minimum clear opening width to all habitable rooms. Under SDA design category requirements, robust housing must be designed to incorporate a high level of physical access provision and be very resilient while reducing the likelihood of reactive maintenance and reducing the participant and the community's risk. Robust housing shall be built from resilient but inconspicuous materials that can withstand heavy use that minimises the risk of injury and neighbourhood disturbance. This includes high-impact wall lining, fittings and fixtures like blinds and door handles, secure windows, doors and external areas, appropriate soundproofing if residents are likely to cause significant noise disturbances, and laminated glass. The layout with areas of leaving or retreat for staff and other residents to avoid harm if required. Consideration must be given to providing adequate space and safeguards throughout the property to accommodate residents' needs with complex behaviours. SDA Consulting Australia can assist parents, not-for-profit organisations, developers and designers who are looking to upgrade or develop new homes as specialist disability accommodation. Our consulting services include undertaking full compliance audits of existing supported accommodation with our proprietary auditing system, Access Check. These assessments can be customised to suit a client's specific requirements. Typically, we assess the existing facility and provide clear guidance on the level of compliance achieved to the nearest SDA category. Our audits also detail additional works required to achieve the nominated category compliance. As part of this assessment process, Access Check can also allow us to assess building against multiple categories at the same time and provide an individualised scope of required works for each SDA category. When developing new specialist disability accommodation, SDA Consulting Australia can provide service that can include any of the following: feasibility studies, schematic design reviews, design development reviews, construction documentation reviews, including issuing the provisional design certification. When the SDA has been constructed, we will then undertake a final as-built review for registration and issue, the as-built certification for issuing to the NDIA. The team at SDA Consulting Australia is a highly experienced disability access consultant who has extensive knowledge of building practices with a particular interest in accessibility for people with disability. We understand how the NDIS and SDA work. We'll take you through the assessment and funding process and help you navigate your options to choose the right SDA for your needs. To learn more, visit sdaconsulting.com.au.